We are hearing a lot about PERM denial these days and understand it can be quite an ordeal if your PERM gets denied. In most cases, it means that you have spent a good amount of time in this country and you're nearing your H-1B 6-year time limit. But all is not lost because in this video, we are going to cover the options that you have if your PERM gets denied. Hi guys, I'm Priya from It's Okay and welcome back to our series US Visas Simplified. In this series, we cover various kinds of US visas in a way that you will say,
Maska.
And if you're new today, It's Okay is a content platform for South Asian immigrants and we aim to educate, entertain and empower them. We are not immigration lawyers and everything we cover on our channel is based on our own personal research, our own immigration journey and immigration journey of our friends and family who have kind of gone through similar processes. So if you're looking to take any action out of this video, we recommend working with an immigration lawyer. Before we deep dive into the topic, let's first understand what a PERM is. PERM is actually a process by the Department of Labor to understand if a company by hiring you is taking away a job from an equally qualified US worker. In simple words, it means that the process is trying to figure out if you're taking away jobs from a US citizen. Now, before we move further, let's first understand the reasons why the PERM can be denied and then we will cover the options that you have if your PERM gets denied. So now your PERM can get denied without an audit or after an audit.
Acha.
If the PERM was denied even without an audit, it means that there was some error in the documentation or the form filling process. To avoid this, please make sure that the form is filled correctly and all the information matches the job ID, the notice of filing as well as the job ads. So now let's understand some of the reasons for denial after a PERM audit. In most cases, the Department of Labor is trying to verify the claims that you made in your documentation. In other words, they require additional documentation and it's an RFE for your PERM. Like in most cases, the audits could be targeted or random. If the audit is targeted, then definitely there is some information that is unclear or missing in your documentation and you need to provide that required documentation. Many things can trigger a PERM audit. Here are certain examples. Job posts with trade-related issues. Job post with a minimum education requirement of less than a 4-year degree. Job posts that require a degree but no experience. Instances where employer indicate recent layoff. Application submitted by the same employee who received a denial within the last year. Application submitted by the same employee who made a withdrawal in response to an audit case within the last year. Now that we have discussed why a PERM gets denied, let's understand what your options are if your PERM gets denied. One option is request for reconsideration. It's exactly what it sounds like, where you are requesting the officer to reconsider your case and look at the documentation once again. It exactly means that please हमारी तरफ से सारा document correct है, एक और बार देख लो, शायद आपसे कोई गलती हो गई होगी. Please note that the employer needs to file this request within 30 days of receiving the denial. In all cases, you can only include the documentation that was originally presented when your PERM was filed and some documentation that was mentioned in the form but the employer did not have a chance to present at the time of denial. In no ways can you submit a documentation that would actually alter the original PERM. If the request for reconsideration is denied, then the employer is going to receive a notice of decision. Then the employer has the option to file for a request for review. In most cases, this is going to go to BALCA, B-A-L-C-A, the full form of what you're going to see on the screen. Americans and their love for acronyms. This request too has to be submitted within 30 days of your previous denial. You also have the option to completely skip the request for consideration phase and directly submit for request for review, but please note that you have to do that within 30 days of receiving the denial. In request for review, the employer can only submit legal argument and documentations that were previously submitted to the certifying officer. It is important to note that request for reconsideration and request for review cannot be filed at the same time. In any case, you have submitted both of these together, then it will basically be considered as request for reconsideration. If the review appeal is denied, then the employer has the option to resubmit your PERM or refile a new PERM. After the BALCA has heard the appeal, the employer and the Department of Labor can make a statement and back up their reasons for approving the case. Once BALCA has received all position statements, it has the option to go with the decision of the certifying officer and deny the PERM, or change its decision and choose to approve the PERM. Do all of this by yourself, so please make sure that your employer has hired a great immigration lawyer. The idea behind this video is to make sure that the entire process is not a black box for you, so that you don't know what is happening after your PERM is denied. This will help you ask the right questions to your employer and give you an understanding of what happens behind the scenes in the denial process. Now the next question is, who pays the fees? Your employer has to pay all of the fees, whether it's request for reconsideration, request for review, or any other documentation that's happening. All of the fees has to be paid by your employer. The last option is to refile your PERM. It is possible to file your PERM with the same employer with which you received denial, so you can do that. You can also continue to file a new PERM process while you have a request for reconsideration or request for review process going on. It can all be super confusing, so let me summarize everything for you. The first option is filing for a request for reconsideration if your PERM is denied. The next option is to file for a request for review after you have filed for a request for reconsideration. Please note, both of them have to be filed within 30 days of receiving the denial. If for any reason you end up filing request for reconsideration and request for review together, it will be considered as a request for reconsideration application. While all of this is happening and BALCA is reviewing your case, you have the option to file for a new PERM as well. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you're enjoying our new series, Use Visa Simplified. We'd love to hear from you, so please share your thoughts, comments in the comment box. Please let us know if there is a topic you'd like us to cover for our future videos. If you like our channel, please like, share and subscribe, and share this with someone who will find it helpful. If things are not going your way, remember, it's okay, and things will eventually fall into place. Have a nice day. Bye.